Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Sunday morning. Let's get an update. What the heck happened in the financial markets last week? Well, it's Sunday morning. John Terrett is with us. John, give us an update.
Well, it was a real roller coaster, the like of which we have seldom seen. And, of course, it ended on a high note. But let me go back a step or two, because there was a big tech sell-off, as you know. And the reason for that was that there's a fear on Wall Street that AI is now going to take our jobs sooner than we thought and reduce the need for quite so many software companies. Now, these software companies who either make software or use it, of course, are very high-value companies on Wall Street. And clearly, they're not all going to survive over time, just like some of them didn't back in the dot-com bubble era in 2001, 2002. And Wall Street worries that some of these companies are spending too much on capital expenditure on their AI, things like data centers and microchips and other paraphernalia. But at the same time, Wall Street is concerned that there might be a fear of missing out. They wonder if these companies are right and they invest all this money, will we be left holding the baby, as it were? Now, what happened last week, a company called Anthropic from San Francisco basically put out an update to an AI legal tool that it has. And this legal tool is so sophisticated, it can destroy basically all the other legal software out there. It's better than they are, and it's AI. And it also reduces the need for so many lawyers as well. So this sparked the sell-off. But it's not a new fear, because we've been talking about this for the last 2 years. So I'm not really sure why it caught fire last week in the way that it did, but Anthropic seemed to have been the starting point. And then on top of that, you've got Alphabet, Google, and Amazon beating their earnings expectations or coming in line. But again, their expenditure on AI capital expenditure completely overshadowed their very good earnings, and Wall Street marked them down sharply. That dilemma again, are they spending too much money on this or not? In total, they're spending about $650 billion, by the way, in the next couple of years, all these tech companies together. So that marked the beginning of quite a bad sell-off last week. Of course, the other story was Bitcoin, which was about half the value of its highs from last year. Now, the crypto community says, look, don't worry about it. This wasn't the biggest fall we've seen with Bitcoin. We call it a crypto winter. Everything's going to be okay. And so we turned to Friday, and it turns out that things were okay, because Bitcoin shot up by about 12%. It was around $70,000 per token, whereas it had been down to 62, 63, something like that. And of course, as you predicted, and I know that you're always right, but as you predicted...
Not always. But more so than not.
Dow did it. Well, it did it. You told me this was going to happen, and I've been agreeing with you for the last 3 months. And then on Friday, at 2:23 p.m. in the afternoon, the Dow crossed over 50,000 for the very first time. So there was a strong recovery on Friday in stock. So that's why I say it's been quite a roller coaster of a week. And then just quickly looking ahead to the week to come, Tuesday we hear from Coca-Cola, Harley-Davidson, Hasbro, Mattel, the toy companies, and Ford. On Wednesday we got CVS Health and McDonald's, and the jobs report, of course, Jobs Wednesday coming up. Very unusual. Thursday, Coinbase, which is a cryptocurrency exchange. And next Friday, we get CPI, the inflation data. I wonder whether it will be as exciting.
What is the pulse? Why did Bitcoin fall so much? What is the rumors in the street?
Well, the problem is that, unfortunately, Bitcoin, as you well know, is not really tethered to anything. So the dollar, for example, is tethered to the full faith and credibility of the United States and the United States government. Crypto is just where it is because people want it to be where it is. And it's all based on sentimentality with crypto. And unfortunately, the sentimentality just ran out in the middle of last week, along with all the other geopolitical stuff that's going on in the world. People just lost their nerves, and enough big investors just decided to cash out. But the important thing to remember is the crypto community, the diehards, they don't care. They reckon this is just a crypto winter. We've seen it before. Everything's going to be okay.
Thank you so much, and we'll catch up with you again real soon.
Yep, see you next Sunday. Thank you, John. Thank you.
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Payne Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.